Hey guys, what's going on? So, I wanted to talk about the Sinister Party, my final thoughts on the Sinister Party, and I feel like I have some actual thoughts now that we're basically at the end. I apologize in advance for the audio quality and any amount of honking that may or may not occur throughout this video. I'm currently in a parking garage, and because I wanted to make this video so that I can show you the visuals of the Sinister Party, so that all of that would make sense. I didn't want to just make a video after the fact, and just talk about it. So, that's that. And my audio quality, I left my mic at home, so I'm just using my headset. But with that out of the way, now that the Sinister Party is almost over, I wanted to talk about my final thoughts on what I thought about the event. So if you saw my initial thoughts on the Sinister Party, I initially said that I think that anything that gives you free rewards for nothing, all of this entire right side is all free rewards. It's just the developers giving you free stuff. You don't have to spend literally anything, and you get all of that. Anytime you roll with pumpkins, you get free stuff, and that's also amazing. And then all of the just having something to do with all of the holiday the different objectives, that gives you more incentive to do things that you may or may not care to do. So like play 5 fights in PvP, win 3 battles in PvP. Most people don't want to play PvP. This gives you an incentive to do that. I think that all of those things are good. Any event or any way that Rush Royale as a development team can give a free-to-play player rewards without doing anything, without having to do, to spend money, I think is good. That is sadly where my positives stop. So I've been playing this game since Enchant Sword was the Christmas event last year, when it was the carousel. They call it different names. And essentially what it was, they gave you different events, and they gave you the different events, or the different, objectives per day, gave you scratch off things basically. And it was like a 3x3 grid, and it was different collections that you had to, collect pictures for. And once you, and each of those, every time you, got a new card, to collect, it gave you different rewards, and those different rewards would give you free spins for what is now the Dark Carousel. And so it went from 0 to 100, and you basically you got free rewards for doing in-game things. And then if you wanted a free enchant sword, a quote-unquote free enchant sword, you had to obtain 100 spins. And that you could easily do if you completed all of the things, but you could only unlock the reward at 100 if you spent the $10 to buy the pass. The pass would give you more objectives per day, in the same way that this one did. You would get additional quests that you could get additional that would give you additional picture frames, and that's essentially how that worked. There was only the one enchant sword that you had the potential to get, and you had to pay $10, I believe, and then once you got to 100, you got an enchant sword. And then there was also this 0.2% chance that you could get an enchant sword through spins as well. But essentially, if you paid that money, you would have enough over the course of the event if you completed everything, and you wouldn't have to pay anything additional. My problem with this event is that there are so many ways that they decided to make it look like you could get 3 separate legendaries, and in actuality, you could only really obtain the one. So After this entire event has finished, I have been doing all of my quests every day. I spent the $10. I did all of the holiday quests. I basically completed all of these. I completed all of these every single day. I spent the $10 to get the extra quests. And the only one that you have the potential of getting as an automatic legendary is once you hit 8550, and you obtain the 500, because if you didn't spend your coins on anything else, you could have by the 500, you would have the 2000, in order to get, to spend in the shop for Riding Hood. But it didn't stop there. They made it look like you could potentially get to the 1350 in order, if you spent the $10, right? In order to get the legendary right here. And then they gave you spins as well if you completed quests in order to get to 100 here. As a part free-to-play player, after spending the initial $10, I got to 500. And as you can see, I basically have no more quests anymore. I have these quests to get 6 cards, to get 6 cards. There was no possible way for me to go from 9450 to 1350 on collections alone with 6 cards. Even if I got a gold card, which none of those quests are giving me gold cards, and even if I got the Mari, that would be 1350. I would be at 10. There's no possible way that I would get to 13 unless I spent money trying to get the bonus cards. And even in doing that, you'd have to spend like a reasonable amount to randomly get enough points in order to complete the rest of this amount, right? In terms of the wheel, prior to me spending $20 on 50 spins, because 50 spins costs 1,000 and 1,000 gems is $20. I spent the $20, and that gave me the other 50 spins that I needed, because even completing everything and spending the initial $10, you still don't get enough spins in order. The game doesn't give you enough pumpkins in order to get to Riding Hood here either. So essentially, you spent $10 and you hopefully did all of your quests in order to get to this 500, and that's the one legendary that you would get, because you wouldn't even have access to this one if you didn't spend the $10, and then you wouldn't even have access to this one because you would only have 50 spins for free, or for quote-unquote free. And then you wouldn't have access to this one unless you also spent money getting hero cards, as well as spending the $10 initially to unlock it, or to get all of the quests to begin with. So what I'm trying to say is, I think that if I saved 1,000 gems, which isn't a lot, 800 gems is what you would do to get the hero rewards, right? That's what you should be saving anyway. You shouldn't really be spending your gems on anything, and you should be saving 800 to get epic hero chests. Either if you're farming Gadget or if you're farming Mermaid, you should be saving 800. So 1,000 gems isn't technically terrible. But if you didn't save 1,000 gems, you would only be able, with $10 or with the initial pass price, you would only be able to get the one legendary. And that's obviously what everybody is here for. That's the only thing I'm really going to talk about. I think that knowing this fact and knowing the evolution of, because this is the first time we've had a pass, like this 2-side pass. Usually it's just this. Usually it's just spins, and a side event that would have been the collections, essentially. But in previous ones, the collections also gave you pumpkins. In this one, it only gives you points. And that's kind of my problem. Here's 2 pumpkins. But even if you got 4 pumpkins, I'm telling you, I spent $20 on 50 spins and I'm only at plus 7 spins. Even if I completed the thing, it would only give me 4. I would still need to spend to get the other 50 spins in order to get the Riding Hood this way. Everything that I'm saying, I'm basically telling you from now until Christmas, because there is going to be a New Year's event. Discord, A-Friend Gaming, he did a spoiler. The New Year's event will have 2 new legendary units. It's probably going to work in this exact same way. You're going to have to spend an initial amount of money, and then you're going to get partially the way there, and then you're probably going to need 1,000-ish gems in order to get another legendary. And 1,000 gems for a legendary is very good. Don't get me wrong. 1,000 gems for a legendary is very good, but if you don't save, 1,000 gems is $20. And you can save $20 and only have to spend essentially $10 if you save now. And that is my advice to you. I think this event was fine. I do think that it is a little bit predatory to push people to the halfway point at the end of the event so that they spend money being like, oh, I'm so close to this 13, I'm just going to buy gems and get the legendary because I'm so close. Oh, I only need, 50 more spins. How much is 50 spins? Oh, it's 1,000. I'm going to do that. There's a specific reason why 50 spins is an option. Because it's the same price as 10. Why didn't they do 20? Why didn't they do 30? Why didn't they do 100? They specifically did 50 spins because they knew that that was the amount that you would need if you completed everything else. And I think that if I decided to save 1,000 gems for this event and I spent the $10 and the 1,000 gems to get 2 Riding Hoods, I think I would be fine with this event. I think that getting 2 targeted legendaries from an event is very good. But I don't think that spending $30 in total is a good deal. So what I'm trying to say is save gems from now until Christmas, and I think that you will have a much more fun time with the next event. I'll talk to you guys later.